We have been discussing a lot of amazing Israeli artists over the past few weeks, but today I wanted to introduce to you the beautiful works that you can find in South Tel Aviv's Ben Ami Gallery. So here with me now is artist and curator for the Ben Ami Gallery, Johanan Herson. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Oh, my pleasure.
And my first question for you is, you just had a show called Kav V'Ketem, or Line and Dot, by an artist, Yael
Harpaz.
Yael Harpaz. Tell me a little bit about that show.
Well, we have a very diverse sort of agenda at the gallery. And we try to bring in people from the periphery and people who are not necessarily in Tel Aviv. And Yael Harpaz lives up in the sort of middle of Israel and is in herself a rather unique character. And she reached us through another artist. And then I went to visit her. And I encountered this wonderful human being with very intelligent and sort of exciting sort of approach to life, holistic and sort of spiritual and very practical. And we looked at her work, and there was this process of artistic integrity and depth and the ability to communicate.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a very visible theme in the works that we're seeing here. I mean, similar color palette, similar textures, similar materials.
Her color palette is very limited. She keeps it very much to blacks and whites and pinks and grays.
Shades of reds, yeah.
But she explores with the line and the dot, and that I think is like the foundation of a lot of art. You know, everything, and maybe even life. You could translate that down to a line and a dot. You know, sort of the line being the way we define things, the dot being the subconsciousness, and that's how she approaches her own work. She explores that way and pulls from her depth and her understanding and her life experience. This is the first time that she's exhibited, and it's exciting for us to be able to.
This is her first exhibit.
This is her first major exhibition.
Beautiful body of work for a first
incredible,
exhibit.
And it was exciting for me as a curator to be able to work with her and to choose the pieces which explain that character and that sort of depth of integrity and.
All right. Well. Okay, so I mean, I'd love to keep talking about Yael Harpaz, but unfortunately that show just ended.
That just show ended, although we have one more of her pieces which we'll be showing in a new show.
Okay, beautiful. So let's talk about the new show, because we've got about a minute
The new show
left.
is something I'm curating for Hakav Shel Orly and Guy. Orly and Guy are two Israeli sort of humanistic sort of. They work on television. They're great reporters, great humanists, and they've had this phone Orly and Guy for about 7 years, where people with problems with the bureaucracy and the jungle of legalities are able to get real help. They've been doing this voluntarily now for about 7 years, and we've decided to pull together an exhibition to raise some money so that they can actually go on doing this. And what you see now are parts of this Let's Give a Flower to Nurit. In Hebrew it sounds better, it comes from an Israeli song and poem. But the idea is we wanted to create a positive exhibition. And we chose the theme of flowers, and all sorts of flowers. There's like quite a few Israeli artists who have donated their paintings, their films, their photographs, their sculptures, and
if we look across the art world of how you can interpret the order of draw me a flower, you know, that could be,
goes anywhere,
you can get everything.
So we have very sort of like, incredible ceramics and some very colorful sort of art comics and some beautiful.
So tell me, I mean, we've only got a short minute left, but what do you think you want the message of the art of the gallery to be? What do you want people to get out of your gallery?
Our gallery has a social agenda. We try to reach out to all sorts of different people, some very established artists. We have some really big exhibitions coming up from people from outside of this country and some major artists here, as well as people like Yael Harpaz and many people who don't have the venue to be able to...
So is the idea really just to make art more accessible to a wider public?
To make it accessible. We are a cafe gallery. There's a cafe attached to us. So it's art in a public sort of environment, which makes it very accessible. The prices are, obviously ranging from very cheap to very expensive, but it's there for you to be able to explore.
Well, I think that is an incredible opportunity, and that's a really amazing message. The Ben Ami Gallery, it's in South Tel Aviv on Chashmal 12. All right, thank you so much for coming in, Johanan Herson.